Okay, so peppers are my department. And so what we're going to do today is cut up a bunch of peppers. These peppers we did not grow in our garden. These peppers were actually given to us by a friend. And so we're going to take these peppers, we're going to wash them, and then we're going to cut them up into basically halves. And then we're going to start to sun dry these peppers. And once they're completely dry and brittle, then we'll ground them into powder and have basically a jalapeno powder that we can sprinkle onto our foods. And so we love spicy foods around here. I love spicy foods. And so we're going to use these peppers throughout the rest of the year. There's plenty of peppers here, and we have plenty more in our garden, hot peppers, different varieties. We'll go over those in another video that we're going to be using throughout the year. Okay, so it may seem Hoosierish, it may seem redneck to you, but here is how we're going to dry those peppers out. Take a look at this. They're inside of the dashboard of my little beat up red Kia Sportage, and they're just going to cook in there. I mean, if you know how hot it gets in a car, right, in the middle of the summer, I mean 120, 140 degrees easy, right? That will dry out some peppers. And so we got peppers in here right in the dash. They're going to sit on the dashboard right in the sun all day long. What we've done is to crack the window just a tad right there, and that will allow some air movement to go through the car. You want to have at least a little bit of circulation in there, but that will dry. I've done this many times with many things, and we did this just the other day actually with tomatoes, and sun-dried tomatoes inside the car. We don't have a dehydrator here because it's just way too expensive on the energy. Solar panels will not power a dehydrator. Anything that you have with a heating element will just drain your batteries, and so heat is just not an option here. So anything with a heating element, just out the door. And so I did have at one time when I lived in the city a very nice Excalibur 2500 series dehydrator. Very nice, top of the line. I mean, it worked great for all kinds of things. But here, you have to find alternative methods. And so this is what we're doing right here on the dash. I know it seems Hoosierish, it seems redneck, but I'm telling you folks, it does work. And so we're going to turn all of these into pepper flakes that we can use on all kinds of dishes throughout the winter and throughout the year. And so we're going to make a bunch more. This is one batch here. We're going to make some more batches. I have lots more hot peppers in the garden that we're going to be putting in the car, the dehydrator. This is my dehydrator. We're going to be putting this in the car, in the dehydrator, probably coming up. But this is how we dehydrate peppers here on the homestead. Okay, so while the peppers are in the car drying out, I want to show you the rest of our peppers. We like hot peppers, spicy peppers here on the homestead, and so what I wanted to do is give you just kind of a rundown on what I'm growing this year, give you an idea maybe what I'm going to try next year. Had some very good successes and some minor failures this year on the peppers, but overall I'm very happy with those, and I'm very excited about the peppers that we're going to be able to put up for the next coming year. And then I'm excited about the peppers we're going to grow for next year. But let me give you a rundown on what I've got so far. Now, the peppers you've just seen were given to us by a neighbor. He had a bunch of peppers, and he gave us a whole bunch of them, so we dried them. We're going to do the same drying process probably with most of these peppers that you see behind me, and use these for like pepper flakes on pizzas or pastas or different things that we want to spice up, chilies especially, and use these throughout the year. So let me give you a rundown on what I've got going on. I think you're going to enjoy this. So first off, this right here, this is a jalapeno pepper plant, and it's coming in really good. It's one of 2 jalapeno pepper plants that I have in the garden. Just did fantastic, and all kinds of just great jalapenos all over this plant. You can see that right there. Just giant, good size jalapenos, and they're very spicy, very, got a lot of good flavor to them. And so I'm really enjoying these, and I've been picking these off every so often when I have a meal that I want to put one, cut it up and put one in on. Right here, this is a Poblano. This is the Poblano. It's not as spicy as the jalapeno. The jalapeno is got about basically, I don't know, 5,000 Scoville unit on the jalapeno. If you know what the Scoville rating is, the Poblano is about a 2,000 Scoville ranking. And so not hot. In fact, if you cook with these, almost all of the heat, all of the spice is taken out when you cook with them. And so I really enjoy eating these, and you can almost pick these up. They're so mild that you can just pick them off and eat them right off the vine or the plant. And so that's what I've been doing on a number of occasions. They're very delicious. And I have 2 of those plants. I have one here and I have one over here. that's producing Poblano peppers. You know, very, very good tasting pepper. I really like these. And then I have a couple sweet pepper plants over here. I didn't put any, the only problem with these all my pepper plants, I didn't put up any supports for them. I used up all the supports I had for my tomato plants this year, and I just didn't have any left over for the peppers, and so I kind of like let them go as they went. And so they didn't get a whole lot of support, but they're still doing really well. And I still have some pretty good sweet peppers coming in here. And we've been eating these on a pretty regular basis. They came out really good. Good, thick, strong stalks, if you can see the stalk there. And so, you know, but, you know, there's lots of sweet peppers on these things. And did really, really well. There's another one back there. And then I have a couple other sweet pepper plants here. This one here is, if I can put this up. This is also a sweet pepper plant. It's just loaded with peppers on the inside. And so, really been eating off of this one too a lot. My wife likes the sweet peppers a little more than I do. However, this year I've eaten quite a bit because, you know, I think they just taste better when you grow them on your own. I don't know what it is about it, but maybe it's the hard work you've put into growing them that makes them taste so much better. But I've eaten a lot more sweet peppers than I normally like. I'm not a big sweet pepper fan, but this year I've eaten quite a few of these. All right, so now on to some more hot peppers. This is kind of there's a bit of grass growing up in this one here. I'm gonna pull that out of there. But this here is an Odom Indian Pequin, and it's a very rare pepper plant. It's kind of hard to find the seed. You can find the seeds online for it, but it's kind of rare. It originates in Southwest America, you know, Southwest United States. And it's common there a little bit from time to time. You can find it, but the seeds, you know, this hasn't been grown very widely, and it produces a lot of tiny red pepper pods, as you can see these here. So it's tiny red pepper pods all over there, just tons of them. I mean, literally, it's probably over 100 of them here. Just red pepper pods everywhere, just all over the place. In there. And so it's called the Odom Indian Pequin, and it's one of my favorite pepper plants that I've grown this year. Really enjoyed this. And the one thing different, but I have two of these plants. I'll show you the other one in a second. But this one, the peppers are growing down. Okay. And on the other one over here, the peppers are growing up. I don't know why that is, but this is the one I remember seeing in the picture of the Odom Indian Pequin online. This is how I saw it pictured, where the peppers grow up. It's weird. But the other one grows down, this one grows up. And I know it's the same plant. The leaf structure is the same, peppers are the same, just one grows up, one goes down. I don't know why that is. Maybe somebody can tell me. But, and they're from new seed stock. I mean, they're both from the same seed stock, so it's not like one was infected by something else and then, you know, there's some kind of cross pollination that took place. So I don't think that happened. But, you know, I'm not sure. But they taste great. These are great for drying these. We're going to dry, once they're all turned red, we're going to pick these. And you can eat them green. They're very spicy green too. They're very good. They're not too spicy. There's no Scoville rating on these peppers. So I don't know how to rate these, but they're not as spicy, I think, as, you know, some of the other ones. Maybe as spicy as a serrano pepper, but there's a lot, it's in a smaller package, so there's not as much spice there when you put these in. But if you pick them red, and throw it, supposedly, if you pick them red and they're great for chilies, throw a few of these in a pot of chili and it really spices it up for those who like spicy chili. So we're going to dry these out, pick them and harvest them when they've all turned red, and we'll save those for the year coming up. Okay, so my other pepper plants are these. This little guy, look at that little guy. This is a NuMex Twilight. And it's just a tiny little pepper plant. Now I have some bigger ones, I'll show you those in a second, but I thought this guy was kind of cute because, I mean, he's just really tiny and he's loaded with these peppers. And basically the whole thing with the NuMex Twilight is that it turns like 5 different colors or 4 different colors. I think it starts off as purple right there, and then it goes from purple to yellow, and then to orange, and then to a really deep red, as you can see right down there. It's a deep red. and so it ends up at a red. And now folks, I don't have any genetically modified plants in my garden except for this one. This is the only one I have, this NuMex Twilight. It's an amazing plant, and it's a very ornamental type plant, and I just thought, you know, they were selling these, I just wanted to try it. It was developed by the University of New Mexico. That's why it's called a NuMex Twilight. I just thought it was an unbelievable ornamental plant. Now check this out. Here's a bigger one. Isn't that pretty? Doesn't that just look gorgeous? That to me looks amazing. And so I thought it'd be really cool to have these in my garden. Now, there is an heirloom variety like this that you can purchase, and that's what I'm going to grow next year. I'm going to grow next year. It's called the Chinese 5-color pepper plant. And the Chinese 5-color pepper plant doesn't have any type of genetic modification to it. And so this one does, and I thought it was really amazing, but I'm going to next year grow the Chinese 5-color pepper plant instead of this one. But I just thought this was a really cool plant. And I have tasted the peppers. They have a really unique flavor to them. I really like the flavor. It's a 50,000 Scoville pepper, so it's pretty high up there. It's not like a ghost pepper or a scorpion pepper or anything like that, but it does have some pretty good heat to it. If the jalapeno is around 5 to 10,000 Scoville, this is a 50,000 Scoville. It's very hot, very spicy, but again, not as spicy as some of the other ones that out there that people grow. And I think it has very good flavor to it. Some of these things, they get so hot you can't even taste the flavor to it anymore. It's just basically pain inside of a vegetable. But for these, there is definitely flavor to these, and I think it's a good flavor. I really enjoy them. And so here's some more. This is another plant. This is my biggest pepper plant right here of the NuMex Twilight. Just beautiful color all throughout. All throughout that. There's another pepper plant right there. I just think they're amazing looking. I love these. I really enjoyed growing these, and I'm going to have a fun time growing, I think, the Chinese 5-color pepper plants next year. But again, with these, I'm going to save them. We're going to dry them out. We'll harvest them once they've all turned red at the end of the season, which is coming up shortly since it's September now. Summer is coming to a close, and I will take these and dry them out and then begin to use them throughout the rest of the year. One more pepper plant that I have that I'll show you is this one right here. It starts off green and goes to red. I do not remember planting this. I had all the seeds I planted for peppers, for hot peppers, and this was not one of them. I don't know what this is. Some of them are just turning black, kind of purplish, dark purplish in the sun. And but they're really good. They're spicy. They got some good flavor to them. I just don't remember planting these, and I don't know what kind of variety they are. I planted all of my pepper plants in starts in seed trays, and then I transplanted them out to the garden. And I don't remember what this was. I had jalapeno, I had NuMex Twilights, I had Odom Indian Pequins, I had some Poblanos, I had I think that's about it. Oh, I had some habaneros, but this, I don't remember what this is. I don't know what this is, but it's producing a good amount of peppers. I mean, they're all in there. I mean, there's lots of them. And they're, like I said, they're delicious. They're good flavor. They're not too spicy. I guess they're on par with maybe a jalapeno, maybe even a little bit less. I thought maybe they were serranos, but I didn't plant serranos, so I don't know what they are. But in fact, I don't think they're getting as big as a serrano does. So I'm not sure what they are. My father-in-law thinks maybe they're Cayenne Peppers or something, or I'm not sure. I don't remember. I didn't plant any Cayenne pepper seeds, so I'm not sure what they are. But I'll dry them out and use them for food this fall. So I think it'll turn out good. But other than that, that's basically my pepper plant. I have a couple habanero plants as well, but everyone's seen habaneros, and so that's basically our pepper plants. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Okay, so it's been 3 full days. We put it 3 full days, hot days inside the car, on the dash of the car, and they are dry as a bone. You can see those. They're dry as a bone, lots of seeds on there. They're just totally dry, shriveled up. They're like rocks. Basically, they're like pepper rocks, if you want to call them that. So there you go, pepper rocks. Maybe that's what we'll call them. But they look great, and I even ate one just a few minutes ago, and it's definitely got some spice to it, got some heat on it. And there's that tray. There's that tray. And what I'm going to do, I think, what I was planning on doing originally was taking these and making them into like a powder or like a flake, a bunch of flakes. But I think what I'm going to do instead is going to go ahead and just put these like this into a mason jar and seal them up, and that way they'll be dried and ready for us to use anytime when we want to use them for cooking. And so we're going to use this for a lot of different things here on the homestead.